Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jennifer Urezzio, and this is Stories with the Divine. There have been a number of times in my life where I can point to and say, there's proof that the divine knows who I am. And I feel it's so important for others to share and hear those stories. So, this show provides a forum for those narratives. It is so important for you to know your connections and be able to create a conscious connection with your divinity. Today, I'm with Milin Levis, Livis, right?
It's actually Milan Lewis.
Livis. Oh, tongue tied. I was saying it over and over again, people. And then I get there and it's like, "Bleh." But I am so excited for you guys to meet this woman because every time I talk to her, it's like a ray of sunshine of goodness. And she has so much to share with us. So I'm so excited. So tell me about how, first of all, what do you call that big thing that is bigger than us? Do you call it God, universe, tree, Bob, cupcake? What do you call it?
So first of all, Jennifer, thank you so much for inviting me to talk to you. This is one of my favorite topics, and the fact that you focus in your show on this topic. As soon as you mentioned this, I was like, yeah, I want it. How do I call it? Actually, I use different names. I use the universe, high intelligence, God, interchangeably. So for me, it's really something that very real, probably more real than the reality that we constructed with our minds. And I had, I believe, direct experience with it. And this is something that very big part of my life now. And I really feel that my work, my life, everything that I am and everything that I do rooted in spiritual principles.
I love that. So when you are in pain, when you are suffering, what is the term that you use?
Ah, the terms you mean to connect to the divine, or the terms that I use when I talk to myself? Because it's
No.
they
So
were very
I
different terms.
so I often feel that that name that you use, like when you're in a challenge, when you're calling out for assistance, is usually the one that we resonate most with. So what do you use? What's the term when you are in a challenge and you're calling out for that connection? What's that term you use?
It was God.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And
It
it took me
was,
a
it is
while.
God.
Yeah. It took me a while to use that. I would go master planner, blah, blah, blah. And I really healed that relationship. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, it's God. And I don't care what anyone calls it, right? But you have to have that deep connection. How, in living a life of spiritual principle, how has that supported you? And can you share a story with us of like, wow, God knew who you were, so to speak?
My journey is quite weird because I was not raised as a religious person or spiritual person, and from working on Wall Street for many years, you can imagine that I was as far from God, high intelligence, as you can be. I was very practical, very material person. So when something that would come up in terms of vision, desire, I was like, I have to do this. So I was all about schedules, plans, tasks, milestones, etc. Right? And somehow, I guess I was so bad in terms of my stubbornness, in terms of my um, lack of awareness of our true nature, that I had to crush, literally crush in my life in order to me, when I had nobody else to call, nobody asked to talk to, nobody asked to ask for, nobody else to ask for help. That's when intuitively something happened. Now I call it my divine crisis. But at that time, it was a hell of an experience. I was depressed. I was basically contemplating how to end my life. And for the first time in my life, after all this financial and, frankly, social success that I had, that I walked away from, and being on my knees and talking to this something that I didn't have anyone else to talk to. And I basically said, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what's my next step. I don't know how to get out of this pickle. I need help. I need guidance. I need to know what I am for and what I am about. I was so confused about my identity because everything that used to define my identity, my career, my house, my family, my friends, everything was gone. Mm. And what I'm saying is that it's interesting how I had to go through this experience to really find God in me, inside me, outside me, in everything that I experience in life. So, sometimes when you're too stubborn, your journey to discovering God in your life is tougher. I don't know if I was that bad that I had to go through this very challenging time, dark night of my soul, to discover that there is something bigger than me. And that was the beginning of my recovery. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. But suddenly, like I said, I was not raised as a religious person. Suddenly, I started praying. I started talking to this, and I was not really like helping, asking for some kind of material stuff. I want to go on vacation. I want to remarry. I was not asking for this. I was like, tell me what my purpose is here. Tell me who I am. What do you want me to do to serve my purpose? Was it a purpose for me to be alive? So things like that. So it was quite an experience, I have to tell you.
Yeah, and I think it's such a profound moment, right? It's that moment of I am lost. I need that star, and I'm ready to feel it and hear it. And that voice, that essence, that thing or whatever has probably been knocking on your door all of those years, but you actually were able to start to witness it and participate in that conversation. So the journey kind of to get back on your feet, wasn't instantaneously, but what were some of those highlights where you were like felt really basked and really in the glow of love from that universal force?
I don't know if I experienced that. I think that I started enjoying my time in stillness, which before I didn't have time for stillness, right? I was busy doing. And suddenly, when nothing else mattered anymore, like I said, I was ready to go. I was enjoying my time in stillness. And during this time in stillness, it was not only the prayer and I literally, without speaking, I was communicating with this something. And there was also some communication that was coming back. And what felt like I was receiving were messages of just letting go, just messages of forgiveness, messages of surrender to what is, not messages of non-attachment. And I was just, kind of like allowing this to land on me and wash me over. And that was, I think it was, I felt like I was drowning now looking back, and it's like some invisible love, I call it love, sometimes God love, life, pulled me back up. Okay, so that was the sensation, the experience. And I said it didn't happen overnight. And I also want to mention that, sometimes God works in a very unusual ways. I was walking on the street. I even shared last year why I hate Valentine's Day, because that was the day, Valentine's Day 2008, when I was sitting in my home contemplating how can I end my life as fast, as simple as possible without hurting other people. And then I was just walking on the street and I met my neighbor. We started talking and she detected something and she said, I want you to talk to this person. And so this person happened to be a life coach. She called me and we talked, and I really liked certain things. You know, it's like bulb went off, lights went off, and I started feeling like something started like boiling in me, kind of like life started to happening in my body. And but I was financially broke, and I was financially broke, physically broken. I was in a car accident, injured my neck, was in extreme pain. So I felt like I was such a failure in many ways. And all my previous experiences, an MBA from the Wharton Business School, and all the experience on Wall Street, and all the awards that I received and stuff, blah, 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 didn't matter, because I felt like I failed my life. So anyway, so this guy, I believe, I don't believe in, I believe in purpose for every experience that we have, right? So I don't think it was just a coincidence. I think it was something was sent to me, you know, somehow, because just to walk on the street, meet a neighbor, and she would connect me and all of this stuff. It's like, it's hard to explain that it was just a coincidence. So, and I remember, because I was in such a bad shape, I told him, I would love to work with you, but I don't think I can afford you. And he said, darling, I don't think you can afford not to work with me. And that was the beginning of my kind of turnaround and recovery. And with the grace of, by the grace of God, with the grace of God, I started feeling better, started eating again, sleeping again. And within a couple of years from this point, I became financially independent. So,
and now you teach people.
And now I teach
that. And you've written now several books.
Yes, when I really felt that, oh my God, what have I created? It was so incredible for me to realize that where I was and where I were now. So I said, I was pregnant with this information. So my first book was called A Shift Toward Purpose, Secrets to an Amazing Career, where I shared my transition from corporate to entrepreneurship. And the second book was published the next year, and it's called A Shift Toward Abundance, Secrets to Financial Freedom. And in each of these books, just like what I do right now in my work with my clients, I incorporate multidimensional reality we live in and we are. So we're not linear beings, we are multidimensional beings. And that's why, even though in my work, when I work with clients, I teach them some very practical skills, how to manage money intentionally, how to deal with the budgets, how to calculate your financial freedom number, I call it money mechanics. And I also teach strategic investing, stock market, real estate, cryptocurrencies, you name it. But I also, that's why I refer to myself as a holistic mentor, because I cannot imagine to teach someone practical money skills without incorporating not only mindset, because there are a lot of aspects of mindset that people are not aware of. Like, we all have our previous experiences, our past, and very often than not, we create our experiences in the future from the past experiences, from what we believe was true and what we believe is possible for us. And I also incorporate spiritual principles, because I believe this awareness, the awareness that you really unlimited being, that your current situation, like I was in at the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, right? Your current situation does not determine where you can be in a few years at all, at all. If anything, it's your characters, your personality, it's your awareness that are very important, right? Because skills, you can, once you have awareness of, okay, I want to experience this and that, then you can attain skills. So skills are not at the top of my list, I would say. It's important. But I think knowing who you are and living the life true to yourself, that's, without a doubt, the key to success in life, in every area of life, not only financial life and personal life and your career, etc.
Love it. Wow. Can we give out your website address before I ask my last question?
Sure. So you can check a lot of very, very important information on my website. It's called daretochange.life.com. So it's DARE, dare to change life, LIFE.com. You can find a lot of, like I said, very useful, very, very inspiring information, because we all need to feel inspired. We need to feel motivated in order to take any action. And I hope that what you find there will inspire you, as well as you can check my YouTube channel, Milan Levy's channel. Well, so
And
thank you.
those links
Thank
will
you for
be, you're
asking me.
welcome. Those links will be in the show notes, everyone. And my last question is now that you've had a number of experiences about this connection, what are you so grateful for when it comes to knowing this God within this universe, this love? What are you just so grateful for?
It would be a long list if you want to wait. But if I have to put something at the top, I would say just knowing that we're not alone at any point in our life. This presence is infinite. It's everywhere. It's real. It's like I said, more real than everything else. It's not just because we cannot see God, we cannot touch God, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Beautiful. And my deepest desire right now is to expand my awareness and my connection to this high intelligence that I call love and life.
Beautiful. Wow. So be it. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom today and your sharing and just being completely consciously transparent with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you, everybody who is watching us. I really appreciate your time with us today. Thank you.
Yay. And if you are interested in having a deeper connection with yourself, you can log on to soullanguage.us/gift of purpose and secure your free gift. Well, everyone, thank you for watching and bye for now.